I would like to introduce a special guest, the CEO of DMAR. As you know, Brendan comes to us after successfully leading the Realtor Association of Pioneer Valley in Springfield, Massachusetts. Mr. Bailey is a Golden R President Circle RPAC investor and was awarded the prestigious 2019 NAR AE Leaders of Tomorrow Young Professional Award. Please welcome Brendan Bailey.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. We're really excited about the rollout of LivePad. It truly is a great example of one of the amazing benefits of being a realtor, right? When you are a member of this organization, you have access to these great resources that we have, and LivePad being our newest resource that we have available. So we are 100% looking forward to this rollout and for you to learn all the great tools that this service can provide for you. And yeah, so I hope everyone is ready to get the morning kicked off and to move forward with some great new opportunities.
Great, thank you so much, Brendan. Appreciate you being here. All right, so now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce today's keynote speaker, Mr. Brad Lewis. Brad is the founder of LivePad and is currently an active realtor working in both the states of Nevada and Tennessee. He's been awarded for top production amongst some of the largest international brokerages. He currently serves on numerous committees and is a director on many boards across the real estate industry. Please welcome Brad Lewis.
Hi, and thank you so much for joining us. And Brendan, thank you so much for jumping on to say a quick hello as well. Wow, I'm excited to present LivePad to you today, and I'm so grateful that you're here with us. I want to let you know that we do truly appreciate your time. So we're just going to jump right into the details of what we've created for you here in LivePad. And I think you'll find this solution was long overdue in the real estate industry. Of course, we're going to get into the particulars of what LivePad is all about, how it works, the features, costs, etc. But primarily, you'll understand this solution will help you turn your clients into raving fans and will simplify the way you do business. We'll discuss all of that. But I'd like you to know that LivePad was created for you with two key elements in mind. One is to give you the ability to become more efficient in your business, so efficient that you'll be able to reclaim your time and create more quality time with your clients and for yourself for that matter. Number two is to give your clients the ability to become more certain in making the decision to buy that property you've shown them. Let's break that down. First, how could we possibly create more time? Of course, you're already efficient. As agents, heck, even just in plain human nature, we're always making advancements in our efficiencies, right? Well, finally, technology has caught up, so we can level up that efficiency in how we do real estate even more. I'll show you how. Does this look familiar? Listing sheets. Did you ever do battle with one of these? A printer cartridge? I mean, what are we still doing printing listing sheets? Are you kidding me? Take a look at this. This is the original patent for the lockbox. And check out the date on this bad boy. Seriously, real estate industry? We help our buyers and sellers convey assets in a market with a total value of more than $500 trillion. And the most recent technological innovation that truly reshaped how we tour properties hit the scene nearly 40 years ago? What are we doing? I mean, look, the lockbox was an amazing invention in that era. We interact with them all the time. But I believe your value goes way beyond the front door. And right now, we struggle to show our true value to clients because we're bogged down with all the disjointed steps required to prepare for a tour. So by the time we're in front of them, we're stressed out about running late. Are the listings in the right order? Do you have a pen I can borrow to take the notes? What if all of that was streamlined for you so you can answer the questions your clients really need to know about your community, and you can take the time to do so comfortably? Think back to a time where you saw a waiter or a sommelier hand a tablet over to a customer at a fine dining establishment. I mean, they made the wine list digital years ago. Well, we finally made your showing presentation digital with LivePad, and that's just the beginning of what LivePad does for you. Let's go back to this. Increasing your client's certainty in making that buying decision. How did we solve this dilemma? Well, have you ever tried to quantify just how much income you don't generate due to your client's indecision on buying a property? Or, more simply put, How much do you leave on the table every year because your clients just aren't confident they've got all the info needed to move forward? It's not an easy equation to address, but we can agree there's a number there, right? Now, as Zach shared with you, I've been in the real estate space for more than 20 years. I'm currently an active agent in multiple states, and I'm busy. I mean, we've currently got 9 active listings, 3 open escrows, and plenty of buyers that we're working with. And I don't mention this to be braggadocious at all. I just want you to know that this technology was created and refined to meet the needs of what you and I encounter in the field all the time. And this solution wasn't created by some software developer who's never left a computer lab. I want you to know that we're on your team. And LivePad was literally created for you by one of your peers. As a matter of fact, the advent of LivePad comes as a result of my experience with clients who were overwhelmed in touring properties. They just couldn't remember all the details of the homes we just saw. So I searched in vain for a product that would handle this for my clients. And there just was literally nothing out there. With all of the marketing we receive as agents, I mean, there's widgets that post on our social media, there's video embedded emails, more calendars than we know what to do with, but virtually nothing that does what was actually needed and wanted in this case. So we went into the research and development mode a few years back and ultimately created what you'll see next. As agents, we've had to work harder than necessary because this technology was missing. Our clients lack the certainty they need to make buying decisions because they're just not confident they've gathered all the data required to ensure the property you've shown them is the one. Having LivePad in your toolbox will solve this. So let's dive into the details of what this system is, and most importantly, how it's going to improve your life. When we think of the actual activities that are required on a regular basis, there are certain necessities that must occur for us to have a successful tour with our clients. One of them is building rapport and getting to know them, right? We'll get into that in just a moment. But the current tasks are, we search the MLS for the properties that meet their criteria, reach out to our colleagues to schedule the dates and times when we're able to tour those properties, and often we'll navigate ourselves to each of those properties in advance. You might even shoot a map link to your clients so they can follow along and meet you at each property. And then, of course, we're almost ready to get in the car and meet up with the clients and physically go look at these houses. But before we can leave the office, we usually print off the tour sheets for each property we plan to show. And this is where the anxiety kicks in, because I can't tell you how many times I've opened up my laptop and I'm just ready to do the easiest thing in the world. I want to go print out a couple of listing sheets and be on my way. But while trying to connect up to the Wi-Fi in the office, I'm hopeful the password hasn't been reset. Can I connect to the networked printer? This is usually where I start tearing my hair out. But let's just say, for some miracle, my computer's talking to the router that particular day. Great, connected up, printer looks to be online. I go to print the listing sheets, and of course, there's a low toner error. Or that infamous paper jam occurs. Or the office manager just forgot to do something like update a driver, blah, blah, blah. I'm guessing you know the routine. And I just think it's foolish. I mean, what year is it? For crying out loud, I can go to a steakhouse and read a winemaker's tasting notes on an iPad, but it's 2023, and I'm going to go show a client maybe a 7-figure listing, and I got to fight with a printer for 10 minutes before I can hand her a piece of paper and say, this is the house we're looking at. I mean, it's just crazy. It's time to give you the tools that grant the highest level of confidence to your clients and also modernize the way you do business. So as we're logging in here, I want to remind you, we have an amazing giveaway coming to you before we wrap up today. The ability to order LivePad on the DMAR Tech resource link is intentionally deactivated at the moment. That will go live in approximately 5 minutes. But we just want to be sure you have the opportunity to obtain the gifts we put together for you. So please check out this demonstration, stand by a few minutes until we flip that switch on that web page. And you'll see Zach is going to drop in a link in the chat screen in just a moment as to where you can directly click into that landing page. Okay, so let's take a look at what the user interface of LivePad looks like. Firstly, this was designed specifically to be one of the simplest, most user-friendly solutions you'll ever see in the real estate space. Creating your profile couldn't be easier. You drop in a photo so your clients will see that gorgeous smile on their tour summary reports. Otherwise, very straightforward, right? Now, it's time to add a client. Also, a very simple process. So we're adding our client. First, we'll have their first name, last name, number, and email address. You'll select an approximate time frame as to how soon they plan to purchase, so you can prioritize your workflow. Perhaps you might even want to drop in a photo of that lovely client. And voila. Now it's time to show you something that truly sets LivePad apart from anything you've seen in the past. See, much of the language in our patent paperwork has to do with the navigational component of LivePad. And this feature alone will have your clients telling their friends and relatives how incredible you are long after you've conducted a real estate tour with them. Let's say you show your client a total of 5 properties, and they're really torn between property number 3 and number 5. And we'll assume they're very similar, same square footage, year built. They're like tract homes, pretty darn comparable. Price points, negligible. But what if your client knew the locations of their staples of life and their proximity to house number 3 versus house number 5? You know, let's say your buyer absolutely loves doing yoga and Pilates, and in your infinite wisdom, you were able to point out to them that a quarter mile away from house number 3 is the highest rated yoga studio, and 2 blocks from that is the best Pilates place in town. Or if they have children, the highest rated after school facility is within walking distance from that property, et cetera, et cetera. Whereas all of those places are significant driving distance from house number 5. I mean, if you could point those details out to your client and helping them truly become acquainted with other characteristics about the community besides the home, and your client is singing your praises when they tell their friends about how absolutely genius you are for pointing out those details as they were making their buying decision, right? But here's the thing, you don't have to point that out. See, back in the client profile, all you do is click a radio button or 2. And our geoengineers have already done all the legwork to determine where those points of interest are across your region. Pretty cool, right? We call that feature pertinent POI. That is, points of interest which are relevant or pertinent to your individual clients. Okay, let's curate a tour for your client. Here again, we made the user interface the easiest solution you've ever seen. It's not overly crowded with tiny font, way too many details, just the basics. So you can type in a specific range, let's say 2,500 square feet to 3,500 square feet, or 2,500 plus, or any iteration, like you dream it, LivePad knows what you mean, okay? The same is true with the price points, say 500,000 or 500K. You can do 1 million to 3 million, or even more simple, something like, I don't know, 1M to 3M. Okay, great. If you want to get granular, you can filter your view by, say, the golf course or the lake, and you're off and running. Now, in searching through the properties, of course, you can sort by price point. You can sort by, I don't know, the square footage, days on market, your call. We'll jump in, we'll take a look at a few. We've got all the live MLS listing details here. Okay, so all the photos, listing remarks, everything that you would need to know. Same data you could find in your MLS, maybe just a little bit easier on the eyes here. We'll make our selections and assign them to tour. Good. Time to book tour times. Now, this tour is going to take place when our client comes into town. Right now, we've got it set to the 7th. We can change that here, of course. And we'll book some times. This particular tour is going to begin around 1 p.m. We'll go 2 o'clock, give ourselves plenty of time to sell that house. And then we'll conclude this tour by, say, 5 o'clock. Now, we'll send those tour requests out to our colleagues and schedule our tour. We'll talk maybe a little bit about how you can skip this cycle if you use a different software for your scheduling, and we'll get right into the tour of where LivePad really flexes its muscle. But I do want you to know that as we're selecting this, you'll click a single button, and at LivePad, we've paired in the same communication software which is used by Lyft, DoorDash, Airbnb, and Toyota Corporation, just to name a few. This platform allows us to send text messages in addition to emails simultaneously out to those listing agents when requesting our tour time. And of course, we can rearrange these properties, make sure we've got the most efficient route. That sequence seems to look pretty good, and those emails are out. This is what the message looks like when the listing agent receives our request to show that property. And of course, you'll see it either allows them to confirm the time that you've requested, or simply suggest another time. And those messages are going to volley back and forth between the two of you until you arrive at a time that works best for all parties. You're notified real time as soon as the listing agent confirms, and you're done. All on the same platform. No need to click into 3 or even 4 different software environments, each with their own set of login credentials. Everything is done right here on LivePad. Now, instead of putting on your war paint in preparation to go battle that printer in your office, you just grab your LivePad, hit the sync button, and you're off and running. You're going to tap the tour that you're heading off to meet your client, and with confidence, they're going to know everything they feel they need to know about the houses, and they're going to be blown away with the level of professionalism you provide them. So we have 2 distinct solutions we can provide when it comes time to conduct the tour. First off is LivePad Off-Grid. Here, we provide you with a mobile tablet that has everything you need to access your LivePad account. These are secured, off-grid ready, in tough but professional cases with a handhold and even a cool little kickstand if you're back at the office. Off-Grid was designed with markets like my own in mind in the mountain region, where many listings we show are at 7,000 feet and above, and where a stable cell service is kind of questionable. It's called Off-Grid because virtually everything you and your clients will need while on tour has already been synced onto the tablet before you leave your office. And there's no need for data connection while on tour. Everything, the listing notes, high-res photos, navigational data, everything is right there on your LivePad. So in a couple of minutes, the Get LivePad buttons will go live, and you'll be able to place your order for LivePad. And if you feel that LivePad Off-Grid is best for your business, we'll drop ship an Off-Grid tablet directly to you, ready to go. Let's take a look at some of the screens on the actual LivePad Off-Grid tablet. So when you meet up with your clients, you can hand them your LivePad and then head off to the first property. But first, you might want to preview the tour as we're doing here. And we'll make sure that we can see all of the photos looking good. And the public marketing remarks, of course, those are always present. Everything we need to know looks good. Okay, now we're ready to hand LivePad over to your client, where she too can preview the tour, find out where those properties lie on the map in relation to different parts of town, and check out the photos and get herself familiar with what you're about to show her. Now it's just time to navigate to those houses. So she's screening through a few photos and she's all set, ready to start tour. So we're going to navigate from home to home to home, calling out those pertinent points of interest. And then once you've arrived, the full features of LivePad will be available to your client. So at this point, they can star rate the property. They can jot down their own notes of each listing. And of course, they can take their own photos and their own videos on demand. Awesome. She loves this place. I think she's going to write an offer. Okay. Now, that will continue on and on and on until you've completed the tour. And of course, at the end of the tour, they simply hand the LivePad back to you. And then when you get into range of Wi-Fi, LivePad will automatically bundle up all that data, the live listing photos juxtaposed with the media they themselves captured, along with the star ratings, the favorites, and each of those notes they took while on tour with you. Oh, and remember that pertinent POI thing? Yeah, they're actually going to be able to see all the places in the lifestyle categories that you, as their agent, feel they hold an interest in, and where they're actually located in proximity to the properties you've shown them. I mean, have you ever seen anything like that in real estate? We certainly haven't. So yeah, we created it. And your clients are going to absolutely love you for it. So with the LivePad mobile solution, everything works exactly the same as LivePad Off-Grid, except to the point where you're ready to begin the tour. And rather than grabbing the Off-Grid tablet, you just shoot a link directly from our system to your client, and they're able to use their own cell phone to navigate to the first property and enjoy all the features from there. So for the instance of LivePad Mobile, your tours will be presented professionally on virtually all brands of cell phones. It doesn't matter. So professional consistency is the key here. In both scenarios, either off-grid or mobile, the entire experience from video walkthroughs to the specific notes taken, all of this is bundled up onto our servers and professionally delivered to your clients in a tour summary. It's got your profile photo there, your license information, all of the broker compliance data bundled right into that tour summary report. And in the case where your clients are in from out of town, their tour summary is in their inbox long before they're through the security line at the airport. Everything they need to know with certainty on which property they want to write the offer on. And of course, you'll have a copy of the summary, so you'll have a full record in order to talk through the points on each property you might negotiate on later. Wow, so a lot to take in, I know. But when you think about it, it's not all that complicated, right? In fact, most people ask us, how has this not been invented earlier? And the answer is, we're not sure why, but we're really happy to share LivePad with you. So it's time to unveil the mystery. The ability to get LivePad is now active on that link in our chat. And it's the domain is livepad.app/DMAR. You'll find that that link in the chat is mentioned. And if you have any questions for us, you'll see there's a little Q&A tab next to the chat in this particular presentation. So if you have any questions at all, please jot that down. We're going to jump into answering some of those for you. But as you're kind of maybe bouncing forth between a couple of screens, or you'd like to hear a little bit more, I personally just want to let you know from my heart, I feel you deserve this. I mean, you've taken the time to read the newsletter from your association. You've scheduled your day to be here. You're constantly looking for ways to improve your client experience. And today, you found the most modern method to organize your tours. You are at the top of the class, and you deserve this. The executive staff at DMAR has leaned on us hard to show our appreciation for your time today and that your membership means so much. The holidays are fast approaching, so we've got a gift for you today. The first 10 people who've attended this presentation and who click through to the Get LivePad Off-Grid solution today will receive a LivePad tablet free of charge. The ability to get LivePad is now active on the livepad.app/DMAR website. And there you'll find we've got special pricing negotiated by DMAR for your membership with them. Our normal rate for LivePad is a subscription of $85 a month. However, we put a massive discount on that for DMAR members down to $50 a month. And thinking back to all those listing sheets, by the way, and struggling with toner cartridges, you can compare the ongoing cost of what it takes just to maintain an average printer in today's market. And I think you'll find the value provided in the LivePad platform far exceeds that. So while this takes place, we'll have another member of our executive team join us to help field a few of your questions.
Great, thank you so much, Brad. And now I would love to introduce to you all our CEO, Javier Ruiz. He is a proud son of a very successful realtor mother. He's held leadership roles in an array of business industries. His focus in the IT space has been primarily in the automotive and real estate industries. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Javier Ruiz.
Hey, thanks, Zach. And Brad, great presentation. I wish I had LivePad when I bought my home. It makes it so much easier. Let's dive into the questions on the Q&A. So I'll start with the first one on the list. It's how accurate is the listing data on LivePad's platform?
Yeah, so we refresh our servers every few minutes. So you're able to provide the same real-time listing results with pinpoint accuracy, just like you would find on Realtor.com, Zillow, any public-facing website. We have a direct feed into the RE Colorado MLS data.
Fantastic. Can I use my own iPad and upload the software on it?
So while it's totally possible to use your own tablet with LivePad, we would ask you to consider the fact that most agents will use LivePad as a tool in their business. And at a certain point on the tour, your LivePad may be in the custody of your clients. So there could be some, personal email accounts or business email accounts on there. So it is feasible, although we recommend that you acquire an actual LivePad tablet just to keep everything essentially as professional as you can. Strictly for business.
How does LivePad off-grid work with no cell service?
Okay, great question. So when you're done putting your tour together on your computer at the office, your home office, wherever you may be, then you grab your LivePad tablet, and then you're going to want to sync your tours. And at that point, you'll have everything you'll need for that day on the hard drive of your actual LivePad off-grid tablet. So at that point, once the sync is completed, you've got all the navigation instructions, the listing data, the listing photos, and all of that will be temporarily stored right here on the hard drive of LivePad. And it stays connected while you're out on tour for navigational purposes through GPS. But otherwise, it doesn't require any connectivity once you leave your office, and it's ready for you once you've completed that initial sync.
All right. Okay, here's the next one. How many LivePads should I get for a team of 5 agents?
Okay, yeah, another great question. Well, so because our platform ties directly into real-time MLS listing data, each user is going to need their own individual LivePad account. That's just per regulations, right? However, it is possible for one or more agents to use the same LivePad off-grid tablet. It would just require that each agent logs into their own individual account each time prior to a tour. So I guess, that really would depend upon how often those members of your team might be out on individual tours simultaneously. You see what I'm saying? So it really is best practice to go ahead and acquire a tablet for each member of the team. That way there's never a dependence on one agent is that side of the town, the other one needs to go out because a call just came in. So again, we recommend that each agent has their own tablet if at all possible.
Okay, well, there's a lot of questions coming in. I'll jump to the next one.
Okay.
Are there any ongoing costs with the LivePad tablet once you have purchased it?
No costs whatsoever on our side once you've purchased the tablet. It's yours to keep, and heaven forbid if you ever exit the real estate industry and retire one day, you can use the tablet for any use that you'd like. I mean, technically, you could download Netflix on that thing and watch love stories long into your retirement years. But we've done a ton of research. Our tablets are actually created. They're the latest and greatest cutting edge tech produced by Samsung. They have all of the functionality that agents rely on for best use case for our software. So yeah, it's your tablet. Once you buy it, you own it, kind of like a lockbox, except for maybe it's got some other auxiliary uses outside of real estate one day down the road.
Right. Okay. Here's the next one. Is there a contract commitment for the subscription?
Nope, none at all. You'll subscribe on a month-to-month basis to LivePad, and you can cancel anytime.
Okay. This is a good one. How long does the tour summary last?
Well, so if by that you mean how long do we store your tour summary for you, we keep those on our server for up to 6 months. But it's a digital file. So if you or your clients wanted to download the tour summary, it's yours to keep for so long as you choose.
Fantastic. Okay, this one's on LivePad Mobile. Does LivePad Mobile work only on specific cell phones?
No, so LivePad works with any cell phone, whether it's an iPhone, Android, Tesla phone, if that ever hits the market, literally all smartphones that have internet connectivity.
Good question. Okay, does pertinent points of interest work for a husband and his wife too? And what about their kids?
Okay. Yes, the pertinent POI feature certainly does work for the whole family. What you would do is while you're in the client profile, you're just making sure that you're selecting those lifestyle choices that would apply to all members across the board. And those map plots will appear while you're out on tour with your clients.
Okay. Okay, here's a good one. What if I schedule my tours through showing time? Do I have to use the LivePad scheduling system too?
Sounds familiar, right? I think when you and I were at the DMAR Leadership Broker Summit earlier this year, we had a broker at that particular event ask that same question. And I think it's a great question. There's a lot of habits that we form in our space. And so we actually had that question this past August come up in Denver. And we went to our developers at the time and said, listen, if this should occur, we want to just basically have a selection on our platform that would allow agents to essentially skip the scheduling sequence of putting those home email requests and text message requests out to other agents. We'll assume at that point that you've already taken care of that part, and you just really want to flex the uniqueness of where LivePad excels, which is the time when it comes to leave the office. So if you've got scheduling taken care of, be it by Showing Time or any other showing scheduling software, no problem at all. You can skip that part and just make sure the homes are in the right sequence that you're going to see them at. The LivePad is going to flex its muscle once you're out on the road.
Terrific. Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, Hop. Thanks for jumping on. Really appreciate you helping us field those questions. And by the way, any questions that we didn't have the opportunity to answer for you today, we have taken note. Again, there's a Q&A section at the bottom of this webinar presentation next to the chat button. You can type those in there. We will reach out to you. A member of our client success team will get in touch with you shortly. And if you'd rather just shoot us an email, even if something comes up after the fact, I'll ask Zach to drop this email address, which goes directly to our whole client success team. That is hello@mylivepad.com. And you can just jot your question down in there and we'll be in touch pronto. Okay, so one last thing I wanted to cover, and this kind of speaks to my purpose in real estate. So I've been through, in Nevada, we have the NVR leadership program. I'm sure you've got a CAR leadership program that's sponsored by a national association. And we went through all these great exercises when I graduated the program back in 2019. And it was about finding our why and about finding our purpose. And for me, I want to let you know that my purpose in really bringing this technology to the real estate space as an agent is to make sure that we as individuals actually stay integral in the process of helping buyers and sellers transact in the real estate space, right? I mean, there's a lot of software out there that seems to be kind of heading toward pushing us into obsolescence. So I want to assure you of a couple of things. A, this software will never be available to the layman home buyer, home shopper public in an app store where they can just grab LivePad tech and try to go about doing this without you. You're the professional. You need to stay in the game. It is only accessible to licensed real estate professionals across the US, okay? I had a coach give me some amazing advice once. He said, you should really think of your business like an asset. If you put funding into an investment account, like buying shares in a mutual fund or an individual stock, only then should you expect the value to grow. So if you want to grow the value you present to your clients, you got to plan to reinvest in your real estate business. And it's said that helping others achieve their goals is one of the most fulfilling things we can do in life. I mean, you've got clients, they've got a goal of home ownership. Your counterpart has a goal of selling that listing. That home owner has a goal of selling that listing, right? And you've got your own production goals as well. LivePad will help achieve a lot of goals. And there's no secret that there's some pressure on us right now as real estate professionals. We feel compelled to flex the value we bring to our clients, perhaps now more than ever, especially when it comes to representing buyers. So I'll say it again. I believe you deserve this value enhancing asset. You are the top of your class and you deserve this most cutting edge technology for touring real estate. Again, the ability to get LivePad is now active on livepad.app/DMAR. I want to thank you for sharing part of your morning with us today. That's what we've got. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks again.